This program has been brought to you by the Durango Coffee Company, a special place for cooks, coffee, and friends.
You're watching the first edition of the Southwest Colorado Report. I'm Monty Grushkin, coming to you from the Silverton School Library. With all the business activity that's starting to occur in the area, Silverton may be on the verge of a new economic boom. Joining us today are Vanessa Roberts, Director of the San Juan County Economic Development Alliance, and Board Member Anthony Edwards. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's great to be here in Silverton. First, just tell us a little bit about yourself, Anthony.
Sure. I am Anthony Edwards. I live here with my family. I moved here originally in '99. And during my early days, I served with Region 9 as an economic development coordinator in this county, and currently remain with the Region 9 as a board member. Region 9 Economic Development is based here in Southwest Colorado, serves the 5 counties in this area, and they assist small businesses with getting loans for their businesses, gap financing, and luckily for the regional counties that are smaller, each county has a equal participation on that board to push forward the efforts that we have.
And I understand you went away for a little bit, but you are now settled here in Silverton with your family. Is that correct?
Sure, yes. I went away and went to law school in New Mexico, and then returned back in 2009. That was 2005-2009. And we've settled down here, and I have a law office here, and really am excited about the opportunity to continue living here and working here, and my children to go to this great school.
Wonderful. And Vanessa, you too have settled here in Silverton. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I have. So I'm originally from Durango, from this area. My family homesteaded in the late 1800s. And, wow. But growing up, my parents, we traveled a lot. My parents are teachers, didn't find the best opportunities in Durango. They always found their best teaching opportunities abroad. So after coming back for my junior and senior year in high school, attended Fort Lewis, and was the lucky beneficiary of my mom running the international programs department. So as a freshman, I took off and I pretty much studied abroad 4 out of 5 years. Ended up with a Rotary Ambassadorial Scholarship down to South America, so it took me down there, where then just fell in love with South America, Argentina in particular. And then my husband and I later launched ventures both in Argentina and Brazil. After about 8 years on and off of coming back and forth to the area, his father got sick. We came up here to help out with their business, and we said, where are we going to move? Is it back to Durango? And you know, Durango just didn't have the winters anymore that we wanted to see. So we always came up to Silverton whenever we could. Just loved the community, found a great house. But really what sold it was the preschool, and where my son at the time, I have a daughter now too, but where he was going to go, because I worked full-time, worked online, had an online marketing company, and then we're also still running the ventures down in South America. So even though Silverton was small, I still had that whole world that I was connected to. And really over the course of the last 4 years, have just seen such potential in the community for just entrepreneurs. You kind of have to create your own experience here. And I see so many people that are entrepreneurial by default. So got involved with economic development in order to try to create more design around that and provide more resources, both to attract and retain businesses here, but really to start and scale businesses. So yeah, so this is my home base. Still will travel, still get out of the valley a lot, but you know, Silverton is home.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about, you say people are entrepreneurs by default. How would you characterize or describe an entrepreneur? What is it about somebody that makes them an entrepreneur?
Well, one definition, there's a lot of definitions, is being able to launch any sort of new venture under conditions of extreme uncertainty. And I think that defines Silverton pretty well. You have to want to be here. And I think up until now, where you know, between the snow removal, we don't get snowed out, or what we say everybody gets snowed out, you know, even though people see that we get snowed in, but you know, we have some of the best snow removal crews on the planet, you know, that it's not as isolated as people think, or kind of put us in that box. It's actually, we have a lot more access to the outside world, both for light manufacturing, like some of the businesses that you'll see in the series here. Just the global recognition of areas like Silverton Mountain and their impact in the ski industry, Venture Snowboards, Bart's Decorative Hardware, Mountain Boy Sleds, Montagna Rum. There's actually been a lot of companies that have come out of here, and it's been out of the love of what people really want to do. It's not because they're just trying to figure out how they're going to make a bunch of money, even though that's been, you know, a nice result. It's not the ends, but you know, the means is getting them to do it. And I think you have had to want to be here, and so you have to figure out, with the main economic driver being in summer tourism with the train. If you want to stay here for the rest of the year, then you have to figure out how to make it happen. And so people are extremely creative in doing that. And now there's more opportunity than ever.
Great. So Anthony, how would you describe, what is it that drew you to Silverton, and what is it, more importantly, that makes you stay and want to raise a family?
Well, so I was originally drawn here by the beauty of the mountains and the summer beauty of the wilderness right at my doorstep. And with time, as my wife and I had our children, we realized that this was a beautiful place to enjoy. And recently, with the school renovation and rehabilitation, we can be active in the school, on the school board, on the periphery, on different programs, dance, theater. You know, there's lots of opportunities, whether it be with the ski program or just coming to see a play on my lunch break or on a morning break. It's really personal and what you just can't find in a lot of places. The other thing that's happening, and back when I was working with economic development, we had our goals and our strategies in 1999, 2000 period, and those remained, but a lot of those things are coming to fruition. The school renovation, and then with fiber coming in and being implemented, and we're months away now from having a hardline fiber out of the county, and there's been a lot of interest over the years of having that type of capability, and that we know that there's still interest, and so we're pretty excited about that and the potential Lone Eagles that we'll be able to bring into the community with that new asset that's going to be here.
So if you were to think about fiber coming in and the different industries or occupations, what are some of the things that you think can thrive, types of businesses and economic development here in Silverton, given its location and the infrastructure and what Silverton represents?
So we know on a larger scale the potential is great with data storage facilities and and backup facilities due to the natural coolness here. One of the large expenses in data storage is processing, and that takes a lot of cooling.
Interesting. Well,
we have natural cooling here, and there have been people from Washington D.C., Bethesda, Maryland, come to the community and ask us what type of capability we have, and have informed us that they want us to let them know when we do have those capabilities, and we're not far off now.
And what would it take? Because that's a really interesting, something I never would have thought of, is data storage, given the climate here. So what's it going to take?
Well, being in the mines, it's a great repurposing of the mines, and so that. Because it is, like you're saying, cooling. I mean, that's one of the largest expenses that, you know, large companies that have hundreds of thousands of servers need to cool, and we maybe have one cooling day a year. So yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting. So we have about one more minute. What do you want to tell the audience? What is it that you think is the most exciting piece about living here in Silverton and economic activity?
I'll leave that to Vanessa.
I think that there's more than meets the eye here. I think people tend to take a first glance at Silverton and think, oh, it's isolated, it's closed, but it's a really open community. I mean, I've had the friendships and relationships I have here are deeper than anywhere I've had anywhere in the world. And I think there's a hunger to develop more, but in a sense that we still are very proud and protect the past and really look at what the other maybe Colorado mountain communities have done and be able to pick and choose to really write our future and how we really want it to be. So being maybe late adopters, laggards in a sense, is actually to our advantage. This is the perfect place, I think, for that elusive work-life balance, because you can have a very successful, fulfilling career, but then also a very successful life with your family. And I think it is really the most ideal place for families who want the Colorado lifestyle.
Wonderful. Well, both of you, thank you so much for taking time out of your day today to spend it with us. Next, we visit with Pete Bartz and his recent expansion of Bartz Decorative Hardware, a Silverton company that custom manufactures doorknobs, drawer handles, and other furniture hardware.